The crowd's in a roar. Get ready for action. It's what we live for. Electric vibes and the energy's on. We're taking the stage. It's time to get it on. 3 highlights. The thrill of the game. From the courts to the fields. You remember the name. Grab your snacks. Settle in for the ride. It's game day, baby. Let's take it in stride. Are you ready to rumble? The stage is set. With the lights ablaze. And no room for regrets. It's hours of screaming. Adrenaline's popping. From the kick-up to the buzzer. The excitement is jumping. So grab your dress and the game's ignite. I said, see the game's ignite. Bringing the fun that feels so right. Fun that feels so right. Welcome to the showdown, it's time to ignite. With the low ball the air, bringing you the fight. With the crowd roaring and the tension so thick. Get ready for highlights and we can get thick. From the field to the court, be breaking it down. Tracking every move from the ace to the crown. But raise the sharp blades and step to the press. We are ultimate soul. So I'm sailing in, no stress.
The whole basketball world is just totally stunned right now after Bam Adebayo just dropped 83 points against the Washington Wizards tonight in Miami. A lot of NBA players reacted to this. More videos will be coming soon with more reactions, but holy cow. I mean, everyone's absolutely shocked. Broke Kobe's 81-point record, which has stood for, almost 20 years now. Just absolutely insane. A lot of people talk about the end of the game. The Heat did foul up 25 to get Bam the ball back, but when you look at the history books, nobody's going to be remembering that. All anyone's going to be remembering is that Bam dropped 83 points on a random Tuesday night in the middle of March. Just absolutely incredible. Wilt's 100 points obviously still stands, but that game wasn't televised. If you go by televised games, this is the most points ever scored in an NBA game. It's hard to fathom that this happened tonight. Bam Adebayo's previous career high going tonight was 41 points. Ended up dropping 83 points, more than doubling that total. He hadn't scored over 35 points coming into tonight this season. So just one of those guys that you never would have expected it to happen. It's one of those games where, you could almost attribute to like the Corey Brewer 50-point game. Obviously, Bam's is 10 times more impressive. The guy deserves all the credit in the world for what he did tonight. The first half, the first quarter, he had 31 points. They just kept feeding him the ball. He has every right to celebrate this game the same way that anyone else would, even though people are going to hate on it over and over just because he's not considered one of the greatest scorers in the league. I really think this is one of the first games where Bam's going to finally get appreciation for how good of a player he is, and it's honestly kind of funny due to the fact that scoring really isn't his forte. But really happy for the guy overall. He's been nothing but a good guy in the league. I think it's a big pick me up for the Heat. The Heat are trying to push more into the playoffs. They've been hot recently, but this is obviously going to be huge for morale, going to be huge for confidence for someone like Bam. He did this without Tyler Hero. So, Heat are going to continue getting healthier, and this is great momentum for them as they, try to avoid the play-in for the first time in however many years.
Get set for the thrill. It's game time now. I will send you to the crowd. Let me show you how. Scores are dropping, wheels are turning, aces high. We're rocking every moment, reaching for the sky. So catch your breath and strap in tight. We're bringing the heat, it feels so right. Lights are flashing, the crowds are roar. Get ready for action, it's what we live for.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ROMA Sports, where we go around the country and the world and talk sports. I'm AK, your favorite guy, here with Gargi. What's up?
What's up, brother? Hanging out, chilling. How you doing?
Doing good. I mean, my goodness. Like, the beginning of this week, I didn't think there was going to be much to talk about. But it's Thursday, and we almost had to cut some things. Actually, I think we did cut some things.
Dude, there's just so much news in sports right now. It's unbelievable. I mean, who would fathom it? It just doesn't get any easier for us sports dudes to put something together with all this knowledge. Mm-hmm. So we pluck the best that we can. There's just so much good stuff. But, bro, NFL surprises again. Big time QBs that were on the list are going places.
Yeah.
We got the WBC. We got college hoops tournaments on the horizon, as we would say. Conference tourneys are in play. And we got the NBA, bro. And we got you, we got me, and we got the nation.
The nation. Love you guys very much. All right. Don't forget to go to riseofmiddleamerica.com and see our myriad of shows. Make sure you follow me at @therealRoma_AK on X. Lemongrag over here, Lemongrag108. And this is where you can find all of our shows. Upper right-hand corner is where we have all of our socials, our Discord, everything Roma. All right, and then down at the bottom we have a merch site in which you can find some of the latest merch in Roma fashion. So like, comment, and subscribe. Help us out. Help us keep the lights on. Keep everything going. We're having a lot of fun here.
Yeah, bro. And again, the clothes for the merch, I'm gonna harp on it again. The quality, it's fire, bro. It's awesome. The hats are fire, the shirts are fire. Like, you'll find something there, and it's super reasonable. Like, you can't go wrong. I mean, so again, super good stuff going on here, bro.
Absolutely. All right, it's time to get into our first segment. You guys know what it is. It's First and Furious. All right, this is from ESPN. Why in the world is this screen so small? Hold on a second. Let me see if I can.
Does that have something to do with me?
No, I don't think it's you. I think it's me. Give me a second. Let me see if this will... Hey, there we go. All right, it's a little bit bigger now. All right, so this is from ESPN.com. Kyler Murray signs with the Vikings. Can't wait to touch the field. Let's listen in.
Kyler's going to be the starting quarterback. We can figure out, look at all this and sit there and say, he's going to be the next guy. If you're Kyler Murray and you're going to get released and you're looking at the landscape, where else would you want to go that even sniff
Bro, he looks like he hadn't slept in weeks.
What's going on? Is he okay? This dude is stressed. I mean, come on.
Something like, what the hell's going on?
But anyway.
Yeah.
Ifs, Minnesota. Don't want to go to Pittsburgh. Don't want to go to the Jets. Don't want to go to Cleveland. Not going to go to Atlanta. So at the places that are options in Miami, Minnesota is by far the best option. And then if you're Minnesota, who sniffs Kyler? Malik Willis, because he's in division, is not going to go there, okay? He's not going to sign a free agency. So Geno Smith, I love Geno, but you'd much rather have Kyler. Kirk Cousins, got a lot of love and respect for Kirk. You'd much rather have Kyler Murray. So we don't have to overthink this. Kyler Murray is going to be the starting quarterback for the Vikings this season, unless J.J. McCarthy unseats him.
What do you think?
Well, listen, here's the deal. Why is this move made? All right, here we go. Arizona, I mean, they owe this dude 36.8 this year guaranteed, regardless if he sits out or he plays for their team or not. So Arizona was done with this guy. So Minnesota, smart move. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, they gave him a 1-year deal, and it's only worth 1.3. Okay, so Minnesota's got to kick 1.3. Arizona kicks 36.8. All right. We talked about it, about teams that had cap room. Obviously, this doesn't factor in for cap room. Okay, because it's only 1.3 on the books.
That's
right?
nothing. That's not even a percent.
Now, you asked the question, did this guy want to play football anymore? We all know he's a great Madden player for the video games, okay? He loves the Madden, all right? Obviously, he did want to play. He does want to play, and he is going to play. And he's also going to play with Justin Jefferson. So you want to know something? Turf's fast. These two guys are fast. Fast move by the Vikings to snack him, and I like it.
Yeah. I mean, they've got a complete offense over there, at least for the next 2 years, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying that Kyler is the same as McCarthy, but they both can kind of learn off of each other because they kind of got similar play styles, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think Kyle Murray's ability is better. I don't know if his smarts are, but J.J. McCarthy's ability I don't think is as close as Kyle Murray. And I think they had enough dose of J.J. to say, hey, backup role at best, but I think we're going to ship you.
Yeah, and I also think they got a better offensive line, too.
Yeah, and we all know that head coach is a quarterback. He's an offensive quarterback guy. So perfect fit, I think, and financially great.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
come on.
Yeah, so it says here, let's see, Minnesota Vikings agreed Thursday 1-year contract with quarterback Kyler Murray. The team confirmed. For Murray, the deal provides an opportunity to revitalize his career. For the Vikings, it allows him to elevate the quarterback play that largely doomed their 2025 season. Yeah, because their defense was like on fire last season, but their offense couldn't do anything.
Yeah, and again, that's because of the quarterback. And when you're in the toughest division in football, which was the NFC North with the Packers, Lions, and Bears, you're the Minnesota Vikings. You have to have a strong, stout defense to even be in a game. So, yeah, to add this offensive complementary quarterback, I think is pretty good.
Yeah, but you know who had a say in this, right?
Who had a say in this?
JJ.
Of course he did, bro. He is the leader on that team, and, you got to make him happy, bro. And he earned that right to be worthy of the mouth to say, hey, I need tools. I need something around me. Let's go.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it says right here, Minnesota will pay $1.3 million and Murray's $36.8 million salary. To release him, new deal prohibits the Vikings from using a franchise tag or transition tag on him next offseason, giving him a guaranteed path to free agency if he wants it. So
yeah, it's a show me something.
If he goes in there and wins a Super Bowl, they're gonna have to pay him $500 million.
Yeah. I don't see that, but let's make the divisional round at home and try to pull one out. I don't want to see wild cards. I don't want to see playing games. I want to see a home field advantage.
Exactly. But hopefully he doesn't get injured by doing some stupid stuff, running around thinking that he's like 6'3" when he's really 4'9".
Yeah, and we do know he's super short.
Exactly. All right. Next up on the list is Geno Smith.
Okay.
All back where he started. It's right. Geno Smith excited for second act with Jets. It's kind of like a movie, unless your defensive end punches you in the jaw again.
Yeah, I mean, when you want to owe somebody money and not pay up, I think it was $500, and just sit there like you don't know what's happening,
Pack of Skittles.
you're going to get slayed. Listen, I guess this is the old what comes around goes around for the Jets, and it's been coming and going for the last 65 years. This franchise is horrible.
Super Bowl 60 may be
Yeah.
over.
What?
Sorry, I forgot to.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, Geno Smith, he's 35 years old. All right. He's now going to be the starting quarterback of the Jets.
Who was he drafted in 07, 08? Was it?
Yeah, it has to be. I just talked about that before with Elizabeth. I don't understand what's happening out here, bro. I understand the pool of quarterbacks is slim, especially when people are being signed. We have a couple more to talk about. I'm going to talk about two with the Falcons. But I mean, come on, guys. Geno Smith. I mean, what are we doing, bro?
So there's also another thing I want to talk about with this particular draft. But hold on. I think I finally got the ads out the way. So let's hear what they have to say.
That's right. Geno Smith is back in the Big Apple. The New York Jets are doing a trade for Smith from the Raiders. They are going to exchange 6th and 7th round draft picks in exchange for Smith. The Raiders will pick up
that means he's
both
worth
of the salary. The Jets will get him for a little
round.
over the league minimum, somewhere around $2 million for this season, for a player that was expected to be released by the Raiders after the start of the league year. This ensures that the Jets get their quarterback. That's why you do a trade like this at the end, right before a player is going to be released, is if you're concerned Geno might decide to go play someplace else, just pull off the trade and get him back. Of course, the Jets were the team that drafted Geno in the 2nd round out of West Virginia many years ago. Now, after quite the career arc, he comes back. The Jets own all that draft capital, Ian, both in 2026 and in 2027. In Geno, they feel like they've got a quarterback who can play for now. Maybe he ends up being a longer-term solution, but he also can set the table for them to potentially target their franchise quarterback, if not this year, then in next year's NFL draft.
Yeah, in next year's NFL draft, right?
Okay, I'm confused. So they bring in this guy thinking, A, he's going to be the future quarterback for the potential foreseeing years. Guy, he's 35 years old. He's got 2-3 years left in the tank, and that's for a great quarterback. This is Geno Smith we're talking about here. You know what I mean? This isn't a guy who's got great ability that he could hold on to a career. That's number one. And number two, obviously that's not going to happen if you're going to set up for a franchise quarterback, because then you're going to be a horrible team.
Right. So what's funny about this is that there was actually a move that was in the works. Now, obviously, I don't think it was going to happen, but it was a king's ransom.
Really?
I believe that the Jets actually contacted the Kansas City Chiefs about Patrick Mahomes.
Really?
And was going to give up basically their 1st and 2nd round picks for the next 5 years.
Wow.
And Garrett Wilson.
That's like bad for the Jets, because Mahomes is how old? With a bad
30.
ankle?
Well, no, he's 30 with the torn ACL.
I mean, listen, you got a torn ACL, you got a bad foot, and you got no offensive line. So you think Patrick Mahomes is going to do you justice? You're going to have to add elite players around him, and you're giving up a great receiver who's like 22 years old. What is wrong with this team?
There's something in the water in New York.
Yeah, bro. Like, I don't understand that. That's crazy, man. But this tells you something about the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Who they drafting? Mendoza.
Oh,
now
yeah.
they don't have a quarterback.
Well, who else were they going to draft, right?
You know what I mean?
They knew it was going to happen.
So but those picks that the Jets gave up, those ain't 1st round 26 and 7 picks, is it? It's what did he say? 26 and 27 the year, or did he say 6th and 7th picks 1st round?
6th and 7th picks. No, I'm sorry. 6th round and 7th round pick.
Okay.
Which that's way smarter. I'd rather spend that on a serviceable quarterback than a quarterback than take the risk and spend all your capital that you have, because they have a lot of picks.
Yeah, I mean, when you haven't made the playoffs in 25 years, I'm sure you have a whole suitcase full of picks. All right. Now, what you do with them is another deal. Geno Smith came out with a statement and quote, "I am a much better quarterback than what I was when I was in New York." Listen, guy, this was 12 years ago. I hope you're a better quarterback than what you were 12 years ago. What is happening? This is typical. I'm happy I'm not a Jet fan.
I think he's just happy he's out of like Las Vegas right now, because that team is a mess.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at it from the Geno Smith side of the football, but I'm not.
But at least he's going to a team that, at least for the next 2 years, are going to be stacked, because they're going to have a lot of draft capital.
Now, really quickly, regarding the Raiders, since we're there, Max Crosby, what happened here to the Ravens? Then a doctor said no go.
Hold on, I think I got it here.
Yeah, sorry about that curveball. You threw me a curveball last week. I figured I threw you a screwball this week. So supposedly there was a deal in the works, Ravens, Raiders, big dog, Max Crosby, and it was a go for a day and a half. And then after the physical, they reversed it and said no go. And then it was backlash left and right from both sides.
Yeah, so I'm going to pull this up on another tab, right? Because here's it's a very grainy image, but it's an image of the doctor that did his physical. And I don't know if you guys know who this doctor is.
It's Dr. Joe Burrow. I'm the doctor.
Apparently he had turf toe or something. So
well, there you go.
I don't know I don't know what happened there. But anyways, let's move on to the rest of the NFL.
What does this mean if it happens for J.J. McCarthy? My understanding is that the Vikings are not ready to give up on J.J. McCarthy. Right. But they also are not going to just install him as this year's starter, because obviously a lot needs to change off of last year. So the theory and the hope is you get one of these veterans, like Kyler Murray is probably going to sign a minimum salary deal because of all the money Arizona's already paying him. You get one of these veterans on a low-cost, short-term commitment. He comes in and can play. Like, Justin Jefferson needs somebody that can get on the ball. Like, you're going to lose him if you don't get more competent quarterback play this year.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying, right? It's JJ had a huge influence on getting a new quarterback, because I think if they didn't, he was probably going to ask for a trade.
Yeah, I mean, listen, tough time moving the ball down the field. Justin Jefferson's career low in all numbers. I mean, just tells you right there what's going on, And like you said before, the defense made it look a little bit worse for JJ. But if you take that away with those big defensive plays here and there, it's terrible. Yeah, exactly. And that defense deserves a lot better than the offense than they got last year. Absolutely.
I mean, you remember who was that guy in the game that had 3 defensive touchdowns? I think it was
Van Ginkel.
Yeah, no. It was another guy. Van Ginkel was out, and he stepped up and he had the back-to-back strip fumbles for touchdowns.
Yeah, that guy's an animal.
And then he had an INT for a touchdown. That was crazy.
Let me tell you something about that guy. He knocked Daniel Jones out of a game twice.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, that guy is like a freaking disease.
That's crazy.
Skull. Perfect Viking play. It looks like a Viking. Skull.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on to League Leaks.
Attenzione a Pasquantino. Classic. Rimane lì. È andata. Vini Pasquantino che gira forte. Questa palla è vicino. È andata. Secondo fuori campo di Vini Pasquantino.
Minky.
Who's he drinking? Sake?
Questa era una espresso.
Pasquantino la gira forte. Ancora verso il palo. E fuori campo. E fanno 3 il fuori campo di Pasquantino.
Yo, he's a big ass dude.
Yeah, and for you people who don't know, he's on the Kansas City Royals, and he's a beast. And he's the first baseman, left-handed stick, as you could see, and he hit 3 home runs in one game. I like it.
Yeah. So speaking of home runs, what about the home run leaders?
Ooh, it's a sexy stat for the World Baseball Classic. The big dogs.
Yes, it is, as you can see here. So looks like Jarren Duran is leading right now with 3 home runs.
All right.
But Vinny had his 3 home runs in that game alone. So you can only imagine.
Then you got Luis Ariza, who's actually a contact hitter. I think he led the league 2 years ago in batting average, so that's a little surprising. 4 doubles he has. That guy's an extra base machine. 9 RBIs. And you got Vladdy here. All right, Vladdy's got 2. Soto, Ohtani. You got some big names here in the World Baseball Classic.
Dude, I saw that Vlad Guerrero name, and I was like, wait, he's still playing? I keep forgetting that he played when I was like in high school.
Yeah, with no batting gloves, bro, hitting the dirt home runs.
Oh my god!
If he played cricket, he probably would be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
all right. But yeah, his son has the same genes, man, and the same name.
Literally the same name. That's awesome. I love seeing father-son duos do well. You know, kind of like Patrick Surtain.
Oh.
In PS2.
PS2.
Yeah.
Like glue.
Like glue.
Really quickly, there's about 4 days left in this WBC thriller before they head back for about a couple of days and then start the regular season in MLB. And those players who are not in MLB will just go home and play their other leagues in their other countries. But we got Puerto Rico versus Italy. We got Venezuela and Japan, all right, with Ohtani. We got Korea and the DR and USA versus Canada. Winner plays winner in the champs. So we're winding down here, bro. What's going on here? What do you think, really quickly? Pick a team, pick a winner. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, U.S. is probably going to be in the finals unless...
Now, I would hope so, but the only thing is with the U.S., I mean, come on, guys. Could you play a little bit? I mean, it's Aaron Judge versus the world. Like, let's produce a little bit more. That's my little problem with that. And we got to stay away from Japan because Ohtani's a cheater, bro.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Japan is always like that sneaky team. That's why I'm kind of glad that they're playing Venezuela, because Venezuela is a sneaky team too.
And they got sticks, bro.
Yeah. They got, I mean, they might not hit home runs, but they will make you work the entire field.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Good call right there.
That's funny. What do we got? Venezuela at plus 140.
Yeah. Now on the other side, you got Puerto Rico versus the old Espressiad machine, the Italians. Listen to me. If the Italians pull this off as an upset, you're going to hear a lot of coffee machines on brewing.
So you're going to feel that on the Richter scale.
Big time, brother.
Tell me, bro. All right. Franchise Files. All right, so let's talk about anti-tanking in the NBA because we got a serious problem. We got a serious problem. See, the thing is that this doesn't happen every year. But when there are players in the draft, when you have a top-heavy draft, kind of like 84 and 98 and 2004, like you purposefully want to get into that bottom spot just so that you can have the opportunity to get one of these like generational talents. Yeah, now it's looking like Utah is probably going to get the number 1 pick. I think they are. And if they do, I mean, next year they're going to be an absolute monster team. Same thing with Washington as well. But I don't think Washington's trying to purposefully. Well, I didn't think they were trying to purposefully tank until I saw the 83-point game with Adebayo, which was.
Let me tell you something. What was it in the air this week with tanking? I mean, listen. When something's talked about and brought into perspective, it happens more and more and more for some apparent reason. This tanking thing is now caught on. You know what I mean? And it's very unfortunate. I heard that somebody had maybe came up with a system that maybe might be implemented where the team that does not make the playoffs, that first team, gets the first pick in the draft compared to the worst team in the league, which gives you incentives not to tank, try to make the playoffs like you want to, and if you don't, continue to win so that you can earn a top pick instead of the bottom of the barrel, which would cause conflict in these games.
Yeah, I think it was like the last 10 games, whoever has the best record.
What do you think about that? I mean, I think that's pretty cool. You have to implement some type of law.
Some people are just saying get rid of the draft.
Oof. I mean, what do you do with these players? How do you?
What you do is you allow the players to choose the teams that they want to go to, because you have to remember you can't hoard all the players, right? Because each one of these top tier players are going to want to get paid.
Right, but would you want to go to Washington? Would you want to go to?
If they pay you a $300 million contract, you will.
Money talks, understood. Do we have a salary cap in the NBA?
Yeah, but if you've got a team that sucks because they just don't have, it's not that they don't have capital, they just don't have good players, and they're looking for a good player to be that, to kind of be that guy. If you're a mid-tier team, you won't be able to afford a guy like that, right? Because they'll be able to give you a 4-year, $160 million contract, but a team like Washington can give you a $250 million contract. Then it's like, I'll suck it up for the next 3-4 years. I'm young, right?
I mean, a team might go, "Hey, kid, we're full. Our roster's full. Sorry."
Yeah, exactly. Or the player can be like, I'll take 250 over 300, but on the 4th year, I want to have a player option.
Player option, the PO.
Exactly.
Yeah, PO makes the player's mentality friendly as those years go on. You know what I mean? Because then now he chooses to still be in the league, extend his career, and maybe choose a spot or stay and get an extension. You know, and I mean, I don't know. I'm a systems guy. I like some type of rules or implementation. It's something implemented. You know what I mean? Some type of procedure.
Actually, I got it. What you can do is, if you miss the playoffs, those are the teams that get the first shot at those players, but the players get to choose.
Okay, so they'll choose the bottom barrel teams.
Exactly. They can't just go straight to the champion. Like that's out of the works. So the first 14 picks aren't actually picks, they're arbitrations.
Okay. Now what do you do? So now you cancel out draft. You cancel out.
So you don't cancel the draft. You don't cancel the draft. It's just the top 14 picks are not picks, they're arbitrations.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I know that somebody's probably going to watch this show, our tens of fans, and they're going to steal this idea and give it to the NBA, and they're going to make a bunch of money off of it. But anyways, here's something on that.
NBA tanking has gone viral recently because of how ridiculous it's been. And I think it's mainly because of the sports bettors. They have so many different parlays, all these different options. Players, they got to play this many minutes, they got to score this many points. So when teams start pulling players in the 4th quarter for no reason, there's no injury, it's a close game, starters are not playing, the bettors are getting upset because they're like, why would they do that? There was a crazy game where the Utah Jazz did that. They actually got fined $500K by the NBA for not playing their starters in a close game in the 4th quarter. That. And then we have some people, and I think they're just trolling, but they're saying they should just get rid of the draft and have the rookies come in as free agents. No, that would be terrible. All the other sports have drafts, and there's not really a tanking issue. I don't really see this discussion happening with the other sports. Let me know in the comment section, is tanking an issue in the other sports? Maybe it is, and I just don't see it. But I think that would be a terrible idea, because then the rookies, they could just go to the top teams. You would never see a rookie go to a small market club ever. Why would they if they just came in as a free?
This is why I said what you do is you set a certain market for rookies that sign under arbitration versus they do in the actual draft, right? Because this is how you do it. If let's say if you sign during arbitration, and what you do is you have a rookie scale, right? Every sport has a rookie scale, except for baseball, I think.
It's a
rookie
4-year thingamajiggy.
Yeah, it's like the first round it's 4 years, second round is 3 years, and then as the first pick it starts at a certain amount and then it goes down as you go, and then that total percentage wise moves up every single year, right? But if you sign for an arbitration, then you can add up to 50% more money in order to do so. So the incentive, because a lot of these players just want to be in the NBA, right? Unless you're like a top tier player. If you're a player where you're going to go number 1, 2, or 3, then you're going to have a little bit of leverage. But everybody else, they don't have that leverage, right? Yeah. So what you do is you create an arbitration process for those 14 teams with everybody that's there. Let them decide which players want to choose them, and then you come up with contract negotiations and say, hey, I want to sign these guys. Once those 14 teams sign, or if the team decides to forego, then they end up into the draft process where they're the top team based on their position from the previous year. And if you do that, then it stops all of that, because then there's no guarantee in the bottom 14 that guy is going to want to come to you. And that stops the teams from wanting to tank, because it won't matter, because if that guy doesn't want to come to you, he won't. But he also needs to realize that if he goes into the draft process, that he's going to get, 50% less money.
Right. Now, do you think this is happening also silently because the season's too long? Let's shorten it up to 70 games so you don't give these teams more of time to tank. You know what I mean? Maybe they'll be in it a little bit more because the schedule is shorter, so the games mean a little bit more. The standings are tighter.
Well, look who just woke up out of his slumber.
Hey, pal.
Oh, we're going to have a few words after this.
March Madness, huh? A little mad.
Not for this train.
Well, listen, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome
to 83 points, where half of it was free throws. Crosby decides to go ahead and not Crosby. The Ravens decided to throw a fit about a bum knee for Crosby.
That is correct. Let's hear the recap. You're paying attention.
You know what? Let's give you the floor for about 5 minutes. What you got?
I want to call bullshit on you and Otani being a cheater.
I stick to my words, old matey man.
Otani is not a cheater. Okay? It is not the West's fault. It is not Japan's fault for being able to hold on to the fountain of youth for 60 years.
All right. That's one.
And then when you min-max, like you do with Otani,
oh man,
he
took a nice gulp after that one too. Huh? I mean, point well taken, my friend.
Also, I might have to have some Italian food tomorrow.
Wake up with some cappuccino.
Now let me ask you a question. Any Miami of Ohio catch your ear? At 31-0?
I believe that Miami, Ohio is probably going to be a 10 seed.
Oh, that's where you're shipping them off to, huh?
Because Troy is probably going to be a 14 seed.
Okay.
Now, mind you, I just went ahead and realized that they are even in the same conference, but I I had like 5 or 6 different teams crossing my mind at the same time, and I mixed the conferences. But no, out of
James Madison.
USBC.
USBC. Bethune-Cookman.
First off, UCSB. Second off, that's baseball, not basketball. Third, more importantly, out of the Mid-Atlantic, I actually expect to see Miami, Ohio, Akron, and maybe if Akron doesn't win the MAC, that's where they get a third team.
No Marshall?
Nope, that's Sunbelt.
Look at him. He's on the ball.
On the ball.
No, but there is one team for March Madness I do want to point out. Is like they earned their way in. University of Northern Iowa. Okay? UNI. 6 basketball games in 6 days to win the Missouri Valley.
Sounds like they had a little UNITY community. Got him.
You ain't got no alibi.
Yo, you and I sounds like an infection.
Yo, that's primary.
Sounds
We
like
completely it was just like
Growing on.
sounds like a shocker there, eh?
Oh no, okay. All right. This is a kid show. All right.
Kids. But no. As far as like March Madness and on the bubble, I believe San Diego State will be in, but they might be a play-in at an 11 seed.
The Aztecs.
New Mexico, they might get in as an 11 seed.
Lobo for the hobo.
But there are projections now that because Miami, Ohio lost their conference tournament.
What did I tell you last week, AK? Go ahead.
Auburn might get kicked.
And it's funny because I said, hey, AK, has there ever been a 30-1 team because they lost their conference game not make the NCAA tournament? And the answer was no. So they're obviously in the tournament, but I knew they were going to lose. It's crazy.
Who'd they lose to? UMass?
They got mass destruction by the Minutemen.
God, what were they thinking? All right. We're going way off topic here.
Hey, they lost to a 500 team.
They did. They totally
but
did.
No, I actually do have an example of anti-taking measures already being implemented for other sports.
Okay.
Because women's national hockey, believe it or not, number 1, exists. But number 2, some guy went ahead and did the math as a master's thesis to show how anti-taking measures can be done. And allegedly, women's national hockey has already implemented those measures to great success. And it follows a similar formula to what you were talking about earlier, Gargi, because I was listening to the show driving home because words. Basically, what ends up happening is the moment that the team is no longer eligible for playoff contention, they start earning draft points. The more draft points you get, the more that likely you're able to get to the number 1 pick.
I like that.
However, they threw in a curveball saying that if your team is genuinely bad, like you're not just tanking, it's just bad. Like San Francisco 49ers injury-ridden levels of bad, then you'd go ahead and get the number 2 overall pick.
Okay. At least there's a system there, you know. They got to come up with something. Fines are too small. They're not stripping picks. I mean, what are we doing? It's like when a kid tries to take a cookie out of the jar and you slap his hand, he's going to try again, bro, because the slap was too soft. They don't care about the slap. They're going to go again. So, you know, stuff like that.
Exactly. All right, let's continue.
I think that's silly. Especially with a top rookie, all the sponsors, they would want him to go to a big market club They would never really allow a player to go anywhere else. Now, because this has gotten so out of hand, Adam Silver, he actually told all 30 teams they're working on new anti-tank rules for next season. Here are some of the options they're discussing to stop this. First round picks, they can only be protected either top 4 or top 14 plus. Lottery odds are going to freeze at the trade deadline or a later date so that later in the season, you're not just losing games on purpose. They're going to stop it somewhere. They're going to determine this. That's actually a very interesting one. They're no longer going to allow a team to pick top 4 in consecutive years and or after consecutive bottom 3 finishes. Teams can't pick top 4 the year after making the conference finals. Lottery odds allocated based on 2-year records. Ooh. Lottery extended to include all play-in teams. Flatten the odds of all lottery teams. I just think it's so funny that the NBA, they have so many issues that other leagues don't seem to have that they have to deal with. And it's just funny over the years seeing this become a problem because it was never really a problem 10 plus years ago. So what is going on in these modern times that it's getting this complicated?
I'll tell you why. It's because teams started paying king's ransoms for one player and destroying their futures, and particularly the small market teams, because they realize that they cannot land a top free agent. They just can't do it. And I feel bad about this because, like, you can't help where you reside, right? You know, and it's part of the reason why, like in other sports, why teams move. Most of the time, it's just because of politics and things like that. But the second reason is because they can't get anybody to go there.
Yeah.
And so they have to make changes in order to attract free agents. You're not going to beat LA. You're not going to beat New York. You're not going to beat Boston. You're not going to beat Miami. You're not going to beat Chicago. You're not going to beat Dallas. Those are 6 top places that people want to go.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny because Utah is in the same situation every year. They can't, if they do have a superstar, and I'll give you an example, they can't retain it. Donovan Mitchell, they couldn't hold him down. He leaves. Also, if you want to upstart your franchise by spending a lot of money, the Cleveland Cavaliers by signing LeBron James the first time. That upstarted the Cavs again. They were trash.
Well, that was different, though. That was different because outside of LeBron, who else they got?
Right, but he was that big market. Hey, we're back on the map. Let me pay him money to start up.
But they hit the ultimate. Like what happened in Cleveland in 2003 will never happen again anywhere else in the world. Like that was a small market team with a local kid coming out of high school, going an hour away to the team that he grew up watching because he lived in the area. Like that is
right.
Like you can't like that. That's a story match made in heaven that would never happen again.
Yeah,
right. And he just happened to be one of the best players.
Yeah,
to play the game.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But Utah is in the same position every year. And look at their team, dude. Those kids are good. Ace Bailey, Isaiah Collier, Kyle Filipowski. Now their main guys are out every night. Markkanen and Keontae George. Why aren't these guys playing?
They're trying to save them, right? Or maybe they're going to use them as trade pieces in the offseason.
But did you see Markkanen's contract? He's not cheap.
No, he's like $50 million.
Dude. And when he plays, bro. He's an all-star. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do over there, bro. It's crazy.
Tell me about it. But yeah, so I don't know if you heard about my my proposal for the draft. If you were listening, Navasa. But what I was saying is what they should do is a 2-part draft process. Right. So the first part is the bottom 14 teams don't go through a draft process. They go through an arbitration process where everybody's on the table, right? Now, hear me out. What you do is you say, okay, you don't get to draft them. They get to come to you. But the difference is if you as a player decide to forego an opportunity to go through the arbitration process, you're going to lose out on 50% more potential income.
Correct.
So it's a trade-off, right? So at first, those first 14 teams, you get 2 days, right? And all the agents get to come into a room. It's like each team gets to sit at a table, and all the agents get to go to the table that their potential players want to go to, right? Or they can go to all the tables and hear all the offers that they have to give. If they decide to sign through arbitration, they can sign for up to 50% more money than if they would once the draft process starts.
Now, where does that play? Now, player option?
Yeah, and what they could do is the same way. No, because that part starts after the draft process starts. But
Okay, when you're negotiating.
Yeah, that can be for whatever. You can sign them for 3 years, you can sign them for 4 years, sign them for 5. And on top of that, you can also, if you feel like you want to fill in your bench or whatnot, you can go in and get some of those smaller unknown players or some of those European players or international players and get those people in then. Because let's say you're not in a position to get one of the top 5 guys, but what you can do is you can fill in spots 6, 7, and 8 with 3 European guys that you can stash away. You still pay them. You just, you develop them throughout that process. And then when the following year comes up and you do get into a position where you can get somebody, you already have a team built at the base.
I've already got your answer, and it goes straight to the heart of the problem.
Good.
Make gambling illegal.
That's your cheat code?
No, if you remove the incentive for either tanking or choking, insert Green Bay Packers versus Cleveland Browns.
What, week 1?
Week 2, I think.
It was like 16-0, and in the fourth quarter it was defensive shutdown.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Because 95% of the money was on Green Bay.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was like I think it was the second most amount of money ever won by Vegas ever.
All I'm saying is, if you get the gambling out of the equation, the betting markets, the prediction markets, so on and so forth, as far as the players are concerned, the sport will end up healing itself because, number one, the money influence going towards the executives to play ball with Vegas, that goes out the window, meaning that you have to go ahead and make the team more valuable to play for organically. Number two, that also eliminates the draft prospects from going ahead and having to wager themselves on whatever team they would decide to be drafted for. Like the drafting system in the lottery, it's a hit and miss, and no system's going to be perfect. I mean, look at the NFL. But draft points and non-automatic top picks, like the NBA's got bigger problems.
Lottery bowls that don't come out of the thing properly.
No.
And Knicks
just
had
get gambling. Get the gambling out of the equation.
Really quickly, I know we're about to sign off. Knicks had about 30 balls in the ball machine one year, and teams only had 4 or 5, and the Knicks had a 92% chance of getting the first pick, and they wound up getting like the 8th pick. So that system's botched.
Yeah, I mean, they've changed the way that the system works so many times over the last 40 years. It's just like nobody really knows. I think they did one documentary where they finally let a cameraman into that room the first time, ever. It was almost like they were in the bowels of a stadium shaking this thing, and it was so weird.
That sounds weird. But regarding Vegas, I'm sure the old saying is the house always wins. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now, as we're signing off, I have a question for you, Roman.
Yes, sir.
Selection Sunday approaches. Are we going to do a live stream?
We should, and I wonder if Selection Sunday, that's going to be on CBS, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we should be able to stream that.
Unfortunately, allegedly it starts at 6 p.m. Eastern.
6 p.m. Eastern? Okay.
So I probably won't be able to join.
That's right. But we could talk about it on Thursday.
Or
we can still do it.
If I do, it'd be like the first 10 minutes.
That's what I was going to say. What's the sense of even bringing it up?
Well, no, he's just letting us know we can probably.
Gargi, come on!
I love this kid. I'm so happy you got to get home safely and join us for the final 20 minutes.
Again, I've got words for Roma after this.
All right.
I oughta beat the crap out of you while joining the Roma Nation Discord server.
You
Join
want
us at riseofamiddleamerica.com.
Yeah, I know what he's thinking. He's like, you want I should bump him?
There it is. I love it.
Exactly.
I got a pair of bumps for you.
That's funny. RiseMiddleAmerica.com. That's Gargi. That's Navasa. I'm AK, your favorite guy, signing out. We'll see you guys later. Good night.